All right, Miss Alexander, your case has been called. You may call your first witness.
Thank you. The state would call Miss Mitchell. Miss Mitchell, what's your full name?
Tawana Isley Mitchell.
And what is the name of the child before the court today?
King Carter Mitchell.
And what's King's date of birth?
August the 30th, 2017.
Okay, and how old is he?
He's 5.
Okay. Who is the father of King?
Tory Wayne Lassie.
Okay, and we did some DNA testing, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Your Honor, the state would ask to submit the state's exhibit, the DNA test results in this case.
Ms. Mitchell, I've just placed on the screen a copy of the alleged DNA test results showing the results of testing between you, the child King, and the alleged father, Tory Lastis. Is it okay if I look at the results?
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Lastis, the same question. Is it okay if I look at these results?
Yes.
State's Exhibit A is admitted into evidence. Based on the admission of the evidence of State's Exhibit A, the court's going to find that the alleged father in this case, Mr. Tory Lastis, is found to be the biological father of the child King Mitchell, and I'm now going to name him as the biological and legal father of that child. Go ahead, Ms. Alexander.
Thank you. Ms. Mitchell, what is King's last name again?
Mitchell.
Okay. And what would you like King's last name to be?
Mitchell.
You would like to remain as Mitchell. Thank you.
Whenever you speak to most women and you ask them about the purpose or the reason for a man needing to get married or have a baby, what do they usually say that main purpose is? Well, you hear it all the time. They say legacy. How can his son really be a part of his legacy and he doesn't even carry his last name? The mother and father had a DNA test confirming that he is the father of the boy. He has his mother's last name. So they're asking her, would you like to change his last name to reflect his father's last name? And she's saying no. Yes, she's in court for child support, but no, she does not want to change the boy's name to his father's last name. Honestly, though, all this is out of order anyway, because the mother is supposed to have the last name of the father, and the kid is also supposed to have the last name of the father. People are out here doing it however they want to do it, and that's why everything is screwed up. Take a second to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Click the notification bell for all updates. Won't waste any time. Let's go ahead and jump into it.
And who does King primarily live with?
Me.
Okay. And who makes the day-to-day decisions for Mitchell? For King, I'm sorry.
Me.
And who makes the major decisions for King?
Me.
Okay. And what decisions, if any, does Dad help you with?
None.
Oh, I'm sorry, what was that?
None.
Okay. And what type of visitation does Dad have with King?
Really none.
When was the last time Dad?
See him, last Saturday.
Okay. So he saw him last Saturday, correct?
Either last Saturday or 2 Saturdays ago.
Okay. And how long was that visit?
About 2 hours.
Okay. And was there anyone around when Dad had that visit, or did Dad take King and visit on his own?
He had him on his own.
Okay. And how often has Dad had visits prior to that?
He used to get them some of the time.
Has Dad had any overnight visits with King?
Yes.
Okay. And when was the last time he had an overnight visit with King?
I'm sorry, I can't remember.
Okay. Would you have any concerns if Dad was to start having first, third, and fifth weekend for a whole weekend?
No.
And you would be okay if he had summer visits and alternating holiday visits?
Yes.
Okay. What kind of health insurance is King on?
Medicaid.
Okay. Do you know if Dad has any other children other than King?
Yes.
How many other children do you know?
2 boys and 2 girls.
So you're saying he has 4 other children?
Correct.
Okay. Are all of those children under the age of 18, to your knowledge?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't think I'll ever understand why women sign up for this. Why would you want to become one of his additional baby mamas? Outside of the son that they have together, this man has 4 other kids. Why is it that these women continue to lay up with men unprotected, push out babies, and risk their lives for a man that's not even committed to them, is not their husband, and he's got multiple kids already from other women? Young ladies listening to this, if you are not married to him, you don't create a baby with him. He is disqualified. If he's got a bunch of other kids from multiple women, that's also a red flag. You do not mess with him. If you meet him and he's got 2 kids from 2 baby mamas, why would you sign up to be number 3? Why would you sign up to be number 4? Why would you sign up to be number 7 or 8 or 9 or 10? As a woman, even speaking to a man with that type of character, it lowers your value.
Did you and Dad ever live together?
Yes.
And when did you separate?
That's when we were in our early 20s.
I'm sorry, what was that?
When we were in our early 20s.
So when was the last time you lived together? Approximately the year.
Well, it's been a long time.
Have you lived together since King was born?
No.
Okay. Has Dad provided any kind of support for King since he was born?
Yes.
Okay. And when did Dad know that he was the father of King, other than his DNA testing?
When King was a baby, we swabbed his mouth.
Okay. Are you asking for back child support or just current child support moving forward?
No, I would like back child support.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I would like back child support.
Well, of course, this hood rat is trying to go back 5 years. And then they've never really been together, although they've known each other for a while, and they had a baby together? This is what I'm talking about right here. It makes no sense.
And you said Dad has provided some support for
Yes.
King? And how much do you think in cash that he's provided for you, to you?
Probably 1,500.
Is that total?
Yes.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Are you next witness?
The state will call Mr. Lestis. Who does King primarily reside with?
His mother.
Okay. And who makes the day-to-day decisions for King?
His mother.
And who makes the major decisions for King?
His mother.
Okay. What decisions do you help with, Mom?
None.
Okay.
Oh wow, what a wonderful legacy he's building here. The boy doesn't have his last name, he's not living with him, and then he has no say-so whatsoever over any of the decisions surrounding him. I wonder if that's the same case for all of his kids.
And when was the last time you had any visits with King?
Maybe last weekend.
Okay. And when was the last time you had an overnight visit with King?
It's been a few months.
Okay. Where do you currently work?
I don't work right now. I'm a student.
No way, you can't have 5 kids and be a student. That's out of order. When you decide to get women pregnant 5 times, you have to be a worker.
And how long have you been a student?
2 months.
2 months. And where do you attend school? Okay, and what are you going to school for?
Truck driving.
Okay, truck driving. And how long is that going to take for you to be completed with that?
I think we have 8 more weeks.
Weeks. And where did you work before that?
Before that, it was Global Crane and Allegiant Construction.
Okay. And what did you do for them?
Equipment operator.
Okay. And how long were you with them?
One was 4 months. The other one was like 2 weeks.
And where did you work before that?
Where?
Yes.
Orange, Texas, and Westlake, Louisiana.
And what did you do for them?
Equipment operator.
Okay. And how long were you with them?
One was maybe 4 months. The other one, roughly 2 weeks.
And how much were you making with Global Crane?
Global Crane was 23 an hour.
And how many hours a week did you work?
40 to 50.
And the other company, Orange, Texas, West Louisiana, is that what you said? How much were you making there?
The one in Orange, it was 25 an hour.
Okay. And how many hours did you usually work for them?
That was one a week was 30 and 1 week was 40.
Mhm. And where did you work before the company in Orange?
Gulf Span.
I'm sorry, who?
Gulf Span.
Okay, Gulf Span. And how long were you with them?
Maybe a month and a half.
And then he's not keeping steady work. Why is that? Is that on purpose or what? What is he doing?
And how much did you make there?
I think that one was 23, 25, something like 23.
Okay, and what did you do with them?
Same, equipment operator.
How long have you been an equipment operator?
Off and on, maybe 15, 20 years.
And where did you work for before Gulf Span?
Ms. Alexander, do you have wage information on Mr. Lastis?
I was just going to ask this one other question, then move on, Your Honor.
Okay, because unless you're going to try to establish each and every job he's had for the last 48 months, this is going to be an extremely long hearing.
I can move on, Your Honor.
Please, there's got to be a more efficient way to do this.
Mr. Let's see. Do you have any other children other than the child before the court?
Yes, I have 4.
4 other children, and they're all under the age of 18?
No,
How many are over the age of 18 that graduated?
all 4.
Okay, so you have no other minor children other than King.
Correct.
Okay, so all of his kids are grown. He's not a young man. He's an older guy. I'm just wondering, why would he restart the clock with a new baby with a woman that he's not committed to and they weren't in a serious relationship?
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right, call your next witness.
At the state, we'll call Miss Nash. Miss Nash, state your full name.
Dolores Nash,
Okay. And who do you work for?
Office of the Attorney General,
And what is your position with the Office of the Attorney General?
Child Support Officer,
And what are some of your duties as a child support officer?
to investigate, calculate income for child support.
Okay. Did you find any income information as it relates to Mr. Lastis?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And was that for the entire year of 2022?
Yes, ma'am.
And what did you find for the first quarter for 2022?
Okay, there were various employers on each quarter. And I don't know if you want me to go one by one, but it was one quarter with one employer, and he also worked with another employer at the same quarter. So I don't know if you want me to just give you the total amount with all the various employers.
How much did you find that he made for 2022 for all of the various employers?
100,707.13 cents.
Okay.
Y'all look at Judge Webster. He's writing it down. He's like, this joker made some money. All that job hopping around. Now we see why Lucretia made a baby with this man who had 4 older kids already. He's making over $100,000. So yeah, LaQuanda saw some benefits. And not just government benefits, but she's trying to get a check from him too.
Did you find if Mr. Latisse had any other children?
No, none.
And what would that monthly gross be?
The monthly gross, let me look, hold on, I'm sorry. Monthly gross would be 8,392.20 cents.
Thank you. No further questions.
The judge is taking note of all of this, and although he's currently not working, he's in truck driving school, the judge is not going to assess child support on him having no employment or at minimum wage. Even though he's unemployed, he could easily set that child support on what he could be making. Why? Because that's what they do. They have to pay for the judge's retirement somehow.
Call you next week.
The state rests, Your Honor.
Ms. Nash, did you find any wage information on Mr. Latisse for 2021?
Yes, I did.
What was his total wages for 2021?
41,284.71 cents.
All right. Did you find anything for him for 2020?
No, none for 2020, but he was receiving unemployment.
Okay. And what about 2019? Did you find any wages on him for 2019?
Yes, I did.
What was the total wages for 2019?
119,925.
Thank you, Ms. Nash.
You're welcome.
The year before last, he made around 40. During the pandemic, he was on unemployment. And then the year before the pandemic, 2019, he earned even more money than last year. That was $119,000. So this is going to be interesting. Child support should be based on what he's making right now, but something tells me that this judge is not going to think that's enough.
Mr. Latisse, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
So can you give me a good reason, Mr. Latisse, why I shouldn't set your child support based on somebody making $100,000 a year?
Because my job fluctuates and the wages that I receive, I'm not sure why. I believe her name is Miss Nash.
Mm-hmm.
Showing my child support deductions because I currently pay child support and in arrears quite a few.
Well, and that's the problem, Mr. Latisse. See, the law allows you to take credit for the child support that you're paying on children that are still minors. But your children, your other 4 children are no longer minors. You're just paying on arrearages that have accumulated on those child support cases over the time. So you still are not, you may still be legally responsible for the child support that you didn't pay, but you're no longer responsible for paying child support in the future. You're just paying for all the past child support. Do you understand?
Yeah, I mean, I totally understand. I'm just telling you what the court told me, that it was still current. So yes. Right.
So, but my bigger question is that 2 out of the last 4 years, you've made over $100,000. One of those years you made 40. Now I do understand, I'm from this area, so I certainly understand construction and I understand equipment operation. But I'm trying to figure out why I shouldn't set child support based on what you're capable of making.
Well, if you asking my suggestion, Your Honor, which I do appreciate it.
Yes.
So I can decently make a living and pay child support. Mm-hmm. And actually, when I have the child, be able to do things with the child.
Right. I mean, you're going to school to be a truck driver, right?
Yes, because not to actually drive the truck on the road, but if the job comes up, I'll definitely take it. You have to have a CDL to operate certain equipment.
Oh, absolutely. I'm perfectly aware of that. I had mine for a little while.
Right. I missed out on quite a few jobs because I didn't have it. Okay. And because of my income situation at the present time, I was able to get in the program to get it.
And you know what it sounds like? It sounds like this man, he's earned pretty good money over the years, but he made bad decisions when it came to those kids. So he was on child support. So much so that all of his other kids, even though they're over 18 years old, he's still paying the back child support for them. The way the system is set up, he's not going to get credit for paying that child support right now. That's because yes, he's currently paying, but he's paying back child support. The mother or mothers in the state, they're still collecting that money, although the kids are grown. And so he's unemployed right now. It's going to be up to the judge's discretion to determine how much he's going to assess his child support payments at. Will he do it considering a $40,000 income? Or will he do it considering over $100,000 income? That's going to make a big difference right now, and it's all up to this judge. He's thinking and working the numbers.
And you figure you got about another 8 weeks before you graduate?
Yes, sir.
All right.
One eternity later.
Miss Mitchell, can you still hear me?
Yes.
Miss Mitchell, how far back do you want me to go for retroactive child support? What do you think would be fair?
Sir, you're talking to a modern woman. She doesn't know what fair is. If this was left really up to her, she would go back all the way to the first month of pregnancy, and she'll keep collecting it until she's in the grave.
The time he was born.
Okay. Well, I can't go back that far. All right.
Okay.
But you want me to go back as far as I can.
Yep.
Miss Mitchell, was there ever a period of time that you denied Mr. Lastis was the father of King?
No.
Okay. All right. And Mr. Lastis, they didn't ask you, the child right now is King Mitchell. Do you want the child, or do you have any objection to the child's last name remaining Mitchell?
No, whatever the mother suggests.
Okay, that's perfectly fine. But I wanted to see your opinion on that as well. Okay.
Okay.
I don't know a father who will be okay with that. It's not like agreeing to this and doing whatever the mother says is going to eliminate your child support. I just don't get it. It seems like the modern man is more submissive than the modern woman. This whole go along to get along thing, it doesn't get you anywhere. You saw what she told the judge whenever he told her to give him a fair amount of time to go back for back child support. She said all the way back 5 years. She's not trying to work out anything or go along and get along at all.
Miss Mitchell, is there anything else that you think I need to know about this case before I make a ruling?
No, sir.
Mr. Lastis, is there anything else that you think I need to know about this case before I make a ruling?
No, sir.
Court's going to find the court has jurisdiction. I've already found that Mr. Lastis is the biological father of the child. I'm going to name the parties as joint managing conservators of the child, King, with the mother as the primary custodian. There will be no domicile restriction in this case. I believe Mr. Lastis was actually served in Harris County. So there will be no domicile restriction. He doesn't reside in Jefferson County, so no restrictions necessary. Mr. Lastis will have visitation at any and all times agreeable by the parties. If no agreement, then at least standard possession. I'm going to leave King's last name as Mitchell as per the request of the parties. I'm going to order Ms. Mitchell to maintain the current health insurance that she has on the child. Child support in this case is going to be set at $500 per month, plus an additional $100 a month in cash medical. Retroactive child support we've granted the amount of $12,000. That'll be paid back at a rate of $60 per month each and every month till that's paid in full. Mr. Lastis will be responsible for the court costs, but I'll give him until September the 30th of 2023 to pay my court costs. All payments beginning April the 1st of 2023.
Wow, so he's not going to be done with truck driving school until May, but he's going to have to start paying child support in April. That means he's going to be behind at least 2 months before he starts working at another job. $500 per month plus $100 in medical support cash payments, and then the back child support is $12,000. He's going to pay a little bit every month towards that until it's paid off. So all this child support now for this new kid, he's still paying back child support for his 4 adult kids. This right here is an example of how you can earn decent money, but you still end up struggling at the end of the day. No money, no retirement, paying all this money to mothers for kids who don't even have your last name, who won't even like you. They're not living with you. There's barely going to be a connection there, but you're investing your whole life working to pay towards them. 5 kids, they won't even call and check on you when you're old. It's not really beneficial to men putting babies inside of these modern women. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. Let me know what you think about all of this below. Shout out to our sister Tiffany, as well as our brothers T66, Dark Power, Dexter, and Daniel. I appreciate all of you for your support. Don't forget that you can support this channel as well. Links to Cash App and PayPal are below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to like and share.